Good morning, students. I hope all of you are in the best of your health and happiness. Welcome to the biology class, and the topic today is how do organisms reproduce. In today's class, I'm going to explain you about the puberty, what are the changes take place during the puberty in male and female, how many types of cell divisions are there, and the male reproductive system. Already this topic male reproductive system, puberty, the words are familiar because you have studied in the class 8. The chapter was adolescence. Yeah, came to know puberty. Puberty is the period during the adolescence when a person goes through the reproductive maturity. Means human beings become reproductive active from the onset of puberty. When a child takes birth, from that time so many organs are present and they are developed, but reproductive organs are present in the body but they are not well developed. Okay, the maturation start when the puberty stage begin, and puberty is a long time of period, means it takes the some time period 3 to 4 years when a person complete the puberty age. Okay, so puberty is a period of time during the adolescence when the rate of it is actually state when a person become the reproductive mature. Okay, so during the adolescence when the person is capable for the reproduction, that is puberty. So puberty is the period during the adolescence when the rate of general body growth begins to slow and the reproductive tissue begin to mature. Okay, an onset of puberty in human male. There is a difference between the male and female. In female, the puberty start earlier than the male. Normally, the in the male it lies between the 11 to 13 years, means the puberty start, and in human female it is 10 to 12 years of age. Okay. It can be depending on the person. Sometimes it is start early, and in some person it is start early, some person it is start little late also. And puberty, during the puberty when means when the adolescence period is going on, that time what happened, there are so many changes take place. The person physical growth, mental growth, emotional and psychological, all this growth take place in this age, and there are so many changes occur in the physical appearance also. Okay, as well as the changes take place which leads to the which are known as the secondary sexual characteristics. Clear? Means the more hair, like the facial hairs in the boys, the hairs under the arms, the skin becomes the oily. You have seen when the person come to the young age, means we are saying that the adolescence is that time what happen, they start getting the pimples. So pimple is also a sign on of the this adolescent age. So the puberty is associated with many physical, mental, emotional and psychological changes in boys and girls, which occur slowly over a period of time, and these are called the secondary sexual characteristics. Clear? Sometimes what happens, you have seen that some adolescent become very what we can say aggressive. They are in the childhood they are very calm, they are very happy, but when the adolescence came, they become very aggressive, and some become very depressive, some start crying again and again. Okay, so these are all changes take place, it is all because of the hormones. Okay, so hormonal changes as well as the body growth is going on in our body, that's why this all emotional and psychological changes take place. Now, changes during the puberty. In case of the boys, the facial hair, that the beard and mustache start appearing. Their voice become deep, and in beginning it become very cracking sound. Okay, a child sound and a adolescent sound totally different. It become deep. Their shoulders become broad, and their reproductive organs start developing and start production of the sperms. They start production of the sperms and releasing of the sperm. In case of the girls, the size of the breast start increasing, and their menstruation start. Okay, so these are the changes take place during the puberty in male and female. Now, the another important topic, that is the types of cell division. Yeah. Students, there are the two type of cell division, mitosis and meiosis. If we will see our body cells, we can broadly divide them into two groups: somatic cells and reproductive cells. Somatic cells which involve in the growth of the body, okay, and reproductive cells which involves in the production of sex cell or gametes. So the mitosis take place in the somatic cells. The mitosis cell division take place in the somatic cells. In this you can see over here, this is one cell. Okay, it divide into the two daughter cell. Means one cell divide into the two daughter cell, that is mitosis cell division. Here the number of chromosomes remains same. As you know that in human being there are 23 pairs of chromosomes, means total 46 chromosomes are present. Okay, so in the daughter cell also the 23 pairs of chromosomes remain, and they are in the pair, means that's why they are called diploid. They remain diploid, 23 pairs only. And that's why the same type of cell, means it is remaining continuity. Now, mitosis helps in the sexual reproduction, development, and growth. In our body, every day so many cells died, and so many new cells produced. It is these new cells produced by the cell division, that is mitosis. So required for asexual reproduction, development, growth, cell replacement, as the all cells die, so the new cells would be there, and regeneration. Understood? So mitosis is one type of cell division in which one cell divide into two. This is meiosis. Meiosis is a cell division which occurs in the reproductive cell. In reproductive cell, where the one cell divide into, you can see over, the finally they divide into one cell divide into the four daughter cells. Here the division take place twice. First one cell divide into two. Same here as in the mitosis. Here the number of chromosomes remain same. Means they remain in pair only, diploid. But after further division, what happened? The number of chromosome become half. Like if the 46 are there, means 23 pairs are there. So instead of pair, there will be remain on the 23. So meiosis, another type of cell division which take place in the reproductive cell. And here they reduce the number of chromosome by the half. And here this type of daughter cells are produced haploid, while in the mitosis diploid. It is required for the sexual reproduction because they are producing the gametes. Clear? And here the number of chromosome become half, and that's why it is called haploid. So there are the two type of cell division, mitosis and meiosis. Why in meiosis it is why meiosis is important in the sexual reproduction? It's very simple thing is, students, like in a sexual reproduction the two parents are involved. Okay, if the two parents, I'm taking as a human being, if the two parents are involved, they are having the 23 pairs of chromosome. So what happen when the gametes form, means either sperm or egg when it is formed. So each sperm has only 23 chromosomes, as well as the egg is also having 23 chromosomes. And when the fertilization occur, means when the fusion take place, what happen? Again it become 23 pairs. Clear? So the number of chromosome to the next generation is remaining same. If it not happen, then what would happen? The number of chromosomes can be double, and it will not be a human being. It can become a new species if the number of chromosomes are changed. Understood, student? That's why the meiosis is necessary for the sexual reproduction. Now to the next topic. That is the male reproductive system. The human male has, look, male or female, both reproductive system are having one primary organ and then the secondary or associated organs. The primary organ in the male is testes and in female it is ovary. The primary organ, why it is called primary organ? Because these are the organs which produce the sex cell or gametes. So in human, there is one pair of testes are there. You can see here in the diagram. One pair of testes is there, and these testes are located outside the body. And as they are located outside the body, they should be protected. So they are protected by the scrotum. They are protected by a pouch, that is scrotum or scrotal sac. And this scrotal sac is protecting the testes. And why the testes are located outside the body? Because the production of sperms require the less temperature than the human body temperature, approximately 3 degree less. Okay, so as the production of sperm require the less temperature, the testes are located outside the body. What are the functions of the testes? The main function of testes is to produce the male sex cell, and it is called sperm. Okay, and the testes also produce the male sex hormone, that is testosterone. Sperm is the male gamete or male sex cell which is produced by the testes. And it also contains seminiferous tubules as the structural and functional unit. Male sex cells, sperm, are produced by seminiferous tubule and mature in the epididymis. These are the subpart. So the main thing you have to keep in mind, the main or primary organ of the testes, primary organ of the male reproductive system is testes. There are the two testes, means one pair of testes are present, and the main function of testes is to produce the sperm or male sex cell. Testes also produce the testosterone. It is the male sex hormone, and testosterone is responsible for all the secondary sexual characteristics. As I told you previous only, what are the secondary sexual characteristics? Growing of the facial hair, deepening of the voice. These are all the secondary sexual characteristics for which the testosterone is responsible. Clear? And why the testes are located outside the body? Because the production of the sperm required the less temperature than the normal body temperature. Clear, students? Now, another organs which are associated to the reproductive system. You can see here, this is testes. Then two glands are there, prostate gland, seminal vesicle, and the ducts are there, which is vas deferens. Okay, so what is their function? I am explaining. The accessory reproductive organs, prostate glands and seminal vesicles. These are the glands You can see over here, this is seminal vesicle and this is the prostate gland. The seminal vesicle and prostate glands are, as they are glands, they are producing the fluid. Okay, so their secretion, they produce the fluid and their secretion helps the sperm for the they provide the nourishment to the sperm as the sperm cell require the energy, so that nourishment is provided by the fluid of the release by the seminal vesicle and prostate gland, as well as this fluid help the sperm to for the movement. Okay, so there are the two glands, prostate glands and seminal vesicle, and they produce the secretion helps the sperm in the nourishment and in the uh, movement. Then the ducts are there, male ducts. There are the ducts that is vas deferens and urethra. Vas deferens, one pair of vas deferens is there, which is begin from the each testis, and from here the sperm, they carry the sperm from the testis to the urethra. Okay, from testis to the urethra, they bring the sperm, and urethra is a common duct. Here urethra, you can see urethra is connected to the urinary bladder also. Okay. So for the sperm transfer, urethra is a common duct for the sperm transfer as well as for the urination. So vas deferens and urethra are the main ducts. Vas deferens carries sperm from respective testes to the urethra, and urethra acts as a common passage for semen and urine. Now here the term is coming semen. What is the mean by semen? The sperm and the fluid of the seminal vesicle and prostate gland, combinedly known as semen. Clear? So these are the all main parts of the male reproductive system. Again I am repeating, one pair of testes, glands which is prostate gland and seminal vesicle, and the ducts that is vas deferens and urethra. Now what is the structure of sperm? Sperm you can see over here. Sperm is the male sex cell and it is divided into the three parts: head, midpiece and tail. Here the tail helps in the movement of the sperm. Okay, it makes the sperm motile. As I told you, what is semen? Semen is the sperm plus secretion of the glands, combinedly known as semen. A fast recalling of the topic today I taught you. Today I have taught you about the puberty. Puberty is a time period on which a person becomes the reproductive mature, and as I told you that uh, testes are present, the organs, reproductive organs are present in the human body in the male and female, but they are not mature. They start becoming mature after the when the on the onset of puberty. Okay, and the sperm also production start when the puberty start. The two type of cell division, that is mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis help in the body growth and meiosis help in the sexual reproduction. By the meiosis, the reproductive sex cells are formed, the gametes formation take place, and the gametes are haploid. Then the male reproductive system has the main organ that is the testis, and it is one in pair, and the main function of the testis is to produce the sperm, that is the male gamete, and to produce the testosterone, that is the male sex hormone. And the function of testosterone, that it is responsible for all the secondary sexual characteristics. There are the two main glands are present, that is prostate gland and seminal vesicle. And the function of prostate gland and seminal vesicle, they produce the fluid, and their secretion combinedly with the sperm is known as semen. And the function of this fluid is to provide the nourishment to the sperm and help in the movement. Then the two ducts are there, that is the vas deferens and the urethra. From the each testis, one vas deferens arises and it carries the sperm from the testis to the urethra. And urethra acts as a common passage for semen and urine. You can see over this is a common passage is passed through the penis. And then the last, the structure of sperm, that is male gamete is sperm and it has the three parts: head, midpiece and tail. So I hope students you understood the topic. In my next class we will go through the female reproductive system. Have a nice day.